Hey guys, and welcome to day 2 of the July Scrapathon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's links below to my introductory video and to the Facebook group, which you have to join to enter for the grand prize, which is a $20 gift card to the April Lilli store. All the information necessary is in either my introductory video or in the Facebook group. So go ahead and check those out. Now, the challenge for today is called Grab 5, and I'm sure you all know what that means, but I'm going to tell you what it is anyway. So basically, look around your scrappy space and grab 5 items you have been wanting to use on a page and use them. So what is going to follow after I stop rambling here is going to be me making a page by using 5 items I grabbed from my stash. So I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to check out Helen's video. There will be a link in the description below. I can't wait to see what she came up with. And enter the Facebook group to participate into the challenge and enter to the grand prize. And don't forget to check out the April Lilli store. Okay, so here's the 5 stuff I've picked. I have no clue how this is going to turn out, but this is the photo I'm going to use, or photos I should say. I'm going to cut these up. But anyway, so this is the this is an IKEA sticker book. And I thought it had like some nice pinks and golds and black and whites and summery colors. So I pulled that. And then I pulled my Tim Holtz Chit Chat word stickers because they're awesome. I pulled in this yellow washi tape because my sister is wearing this yellow dress in the photo. And then I pulled the Nike Home chipboard piece because there's pinks and yellows and golds. And there's this photo booth, which I am going to make a photo strip out of this, I'm thinking at the moment. So I thought that would be nice to incorporate. And then I pulled the Atwell collection pack. And the collection pack basically at the moment only has scrap pieces of paper. So the puffy stickers aren't included in it. Well, I have them. They did come with it, but I'm just not adding them in this. So anyway, I just have 3 full pieces of paper left, but I'm probably going to use a white background for this. And there's some yellow and blues that I thought would look nice. So I'm going to put you on fast forward and start making. Okay, so as soon as I saw that photo booth chipboard piece, I knew I had to make a photo strip. So I printed up these photos on my printer. And I'm just trimming them down until I can get them to the right size so that I can line them up like that. And they're shorter than the 12 by 12 page, obviously. So you're going to see me going back and forth, trimming them down as much as I can until they're the correct height. And I'm sorry you can see my head there. I just had to make sure everything was lined up. And now I'm trimming them again. And I think that's about it. And I'm also using a white piece of cardstock, and I'm decided to do some mixed media, of course. So I'm going to just gesso my page, and I sped this up quite a bit here. Not quite a bit, but more than the rest of the video because, sorry for my head there, the layout ended up taking a completely different route. So anyway, I gessoed the page on like half of the page, and now I'm using some blue watercolor just because I thought it would pull out the blue in my shirt. And then for the same reason, I'm using some gray, and I was very skeptical about using that gray, and I was right for being skeptical because it just did not go well for these pictures, at least. I don't know for other pictures what would have happened, but so now I have to figure out where I'm going to mat all these photos on to make them into a strip. So I decided to go with the white cardstock after I play around with. I was trying to decide if I wanted to do black and then mat the black on the white, and then if I wanted to use that notebook sort of paper somehow. But I just decided to mat all these photos on the white piece, and I am just using my ATG to do that, and now I'm trimming them down. And here I go again trying to make that notebook work because I like the idea of it, but I don't know, it just wasn't working for this layout. You see how those pictures look on that page? It's just not good. So I'm going to fidget with it quite a bit, but it's not going to stay like that. So now I'm going to pull out the Atwell paper kit so I can see what I want to incorporate onto this page because that was one of my grab 5 items. So I'm flipping through all these papers, and I thought I could use some yellow, but then I have that problem that you might have heard me mention with blue and yellow right next to each other. It's the colors of a soccer team here, of like my soccer team too. So whenever I see those two colors, I immediately think of that team, and I don't like that. So I did pull out that yellow chevron piece because I like how it looked with the photos, and now I thought I could put another paper strip on the other side. So I'm pulling in that notebook paper again, and I'm ruffling up the edges. But I decide I don't like that either. Well, I don't like it with that background. That is the problem, that the background isn't working. So I'm going with it, but I'm gonna change it. So here I decide I need another color I'm trying to fix the background. So I'm adding some pink watercolor with the packaging technique, but that still doesn't do anything. So then I thought maybe I could make some white paint with my gesso there. So because the white watercolor isn't so strong, what I tend to do is mix gesso with water to make it into a sort of paint. So that wasn't working, and then I gessoed over that, and then I thought, what if I use a stencil and make some nice clean white bright shapes on here. So I'm doing that, and that doesn't make the situation better either. So off it's going to go in a bit. So here's when I decide that I want to do something with pink. So I pull another piece of cardstock, and then just before I place that the watercolor on the page, I remember that I had a pink background already made that I made for a different layout, which is also going to be part of the July Scrapathon. So you're going to see me making that in another video later on. But it's good I remember that I had that. And that paper also had some hints of yellow, so that really worked with that yellow piece I wanted to use. So now I'm bringing out that chipboard piece because that's what inspired this whole layout. And then I'm also pulling out some other chipboard pieces because other than that photo strip, I have no idea how I want to make this layout. I have no idea how the design is going to look. So I'm just fidgeting around with where to place that photo booth piece because it is a really big piece and it's going to be a main element on the page. So I wanted to start out with that. And then I wasn't really liking anything, so I'm pulling out that sticker book, which is also one of the grab 5 items. And then I thought, okay, I'll do my title since I know what my title is going to be, and I will just maybe help the design. So I pulled out those mint. I love those stickers, but I've only used them once, and whenever I try to use them, I never seem to be able to. So I don't know. Those are Dear Lizzie stickers, and they're called Treasure. Their name is Treasure, and I think they're the spearmint color. So anyway, I didn't like them, so I wanted something bold on the page to balance that black chipboard. So I just pulled out my favorite black foam Wonder stickers, and I spelled out the word photobomb because this is a funny story. I'll get to it when I do my journaling. So I'm still trying to see if I can place any more chipboard pieces somewhere, but I have the overall look of I have a sort of a design idea now in my head when I was making this, even though it is going to change again. At this point, I sort of have an idea that I'm going to do a cluster where the title is, and then a cluster at the bottom on the other side of the photo strip. So I thought maybe I could use some washi to sort of create the look that photo strip is adhered down with washi, but I didn't like that, so I'm just adding a combination of the washi I pulled for the grab 5, and then I also brought in some blue because it felt like I needed a third color. So I pulled out the blue washi, and the blue washi is from it's from Scotch. I don't know if they come in collections or what, but I just bought it from Joann's maybe 3 years ago, right when I started scrapbooking, and I just love that washi. It's one of my favorites. So anyway, I'm trying to see what I can add from that sticker book onto this page because it was giving me a really hard time. So I'm playing with a bunch of different labels and stuff, and it's just not working. So as you see, I've put some asterisks all around this page just because I felt that the black in the stickers was a lot bolder than the black in the chipboard, because the Maggie Holmes kind of has a more cream look to her collections, and that is where that chipboard piece came from. So I was trying to balance out the boldness, so I brought down some asterisks over to the other cluster. And then I also added that ampersand next to that to the title because it needed some sort of an embellishment. And now I'm adding these rhinestones. And I'm also gonna attempt to add some of these sequins, but I don't really like the yellow ones, so I'm going to pull out some of the pink ones. And I did remove the asterisk because it just looked weird and I wasn't liking it. So I'm just placing the sequins on the pink part of the paper in a sort of just on either side of the photo strip, and I really like how that adds, the detail that adds, because they're the same shade of pink, so it just adds some dimension and some sparkle to the page. It doesn't distract from anything. And then I decide I'm not really liking that chipboard piece over there, so I'm playing around with where to move it to. And then I decide I don't like that gold on the page, so I'm taking that off. And now I am basically stuck. Oh, and I added some washi tape the same way I did at the top. And then I decided that I liked this piece right next to the title, so I am going to scoot everything over so I can add that there. And then the pink is only on the one side of the page, so I am going to come in a bit and add some more mixed media to the other side of that photo strip. But before I do that, I'm trying to figure out how I want to make these clusters, because now I have a really heavy sort of at the top and I don't have anything at the bottom. So I am going to make a third little cluster and add my journaling. Okay, so we are currently building our beach house at the beach, obviously. Okay, so we have to make decisions about tiles. Well, my parents do, about tiles and like what sinks to put and stuff. So we keep going to the tile place for hours on end, and we're really bored. So it was the first time I personally went. I had lessons the other times they went, so I got out of it, thankfully. So I was taking, I decided while I was sitting there doing my thing, I would take like my braces off photo, so I could scrapbook it, because I took my braces off about a week ago now. So I decided to just take that. And then while I was taking that, my little sister arrived and started taking pictures with me. So like she did she jumped into the middle of the picture the first time, and then it's turned into a crazy photo selfie thing. And then my other sister came, and it just we took a bunch of these sort of crazy photos. So I just decided to scrapbook them for that reason instead of the braces off, and I still haven't taken that picture yet, so I have to do that. Okay, so I was telling you about that story. You saw me adding some more mixed media over to the other side of the photo strip, just so it wouldn't look, I don't know, I like it better this way. So that means I'm bringing over some more sequins to that side as well. And then I also added the washi tape strips at the bottom of the journaling as well, just so it kind of grounds the clusters, I think. And then now I have 3 different clusters on the page, and they're right next to each other, but they're separated because of that washi, I think. So now to go with the idea of the sequins. So the sequins are scattered all over the page in horizontal way. I thought I could intermix some other little elements, so I'm bringing in some of those Tim Holtz Chit Chat stickers in white, and I'm going to let's say I'm going to add some into the sequins sort of loosely on the page. So I glued down the sequins and I cut out most of that. I'm going to cut out most of that because I don't think you want to see me glue down 15 sequins. So I was just using the Zig 2A glue pen and using my scissors to hold them in place so I wouldn't get glue all over my fingers. And now I decide to scoot this the word photo over just a bit because it was too close to the photo strip. And now I covered my photos with some packaging, and I'm adding some splatter with that same pink color that I used for the packaging technique. But because there's not so much water and I'm not smearing it anywhere, the pigment is more concentrated, and I like how that looks on the page. So I'm splattering here, I'm splattering there, then I'm dabbing some of these up because I like how the boldness, how it's a darker shade, but I don't want it to overpower everything, so I'm kind of wiping some of them off. And now I still haven't used the sticker book, so I've used the chipboard, the Atwell collection, the washi tape, and the Tim Holtz words, but I still haven't used the the sticker books, and I don't really know how to use it, so I just left it to the side, and I'm just playing around with some other things now. So I added a little chipboard banner from the same Maggie Holmes confetti 12 by 12 by 12 chipboard to the journaling cluster because I felt like it needed something. And then I'm trying to incorporate some of these enamel shapes, I should call them, because there's barely any dots left. So I decided to use a couple of triangles next to the title and then next to the journaling, and I'm sort of placing them so they look like arrows, and those are from the Allison Kreft #happy collection with Webster's pages. So I am also going to, so I was debating about whether or not to border the layout, and I couldn't decide, so I'm going back to that sticker book, and I literally tried every single piece in that sticker book. And nothing was working. So I just saw that gold hashtag, and I thought, what if I like cut this up and sprinkle it on like the sequins? So that is what I'm doing. I'm cutting it into little pieces and gluing them random and sticking them down randomly, sort of like their little sequins or splatter or something. And I like what that added, and that's how I use that sticker book. So I did that. And then I do decide to outline this, the photo strip cluster, and I'll just add a bit of outlining to the washi tape places, and then off camera I did outline the whole layout. So here are some close-ups. So don't forget to join the Facebook group so you can enter for the grand prize. Don't forget to check out Helen's video and the April Lilli store. Also, I really hope you choose to participate in this challenge and in the event, and if you do, I will see you throughout the next month and in the Facebook group. So thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.